I gotta have my coffee. Coffee. Coffee.
I'm so glad we got the plug now. AC has been running. This thing is cooled down and we're about to head on out of here.
What? You want to walk? Is that what that is? You saying you want out? You want to go somewhere?
So we harvest hosted last night. We're on our way to White Lake, Camp Clearwater, and we just kind of stopped a couple hours from home at a harvest host, and we're going to make the rest of the journey today.
We like to split up our travels. A lot of times we'll go about halfway, stay at a harvest host, and then continue the rest of the way. It just helps out so much, where you're able to predict better how you're going to get to the stop. Plus, a harvest host doesn't have a specific checkout time either, so you can linger a little bit to time everything just right to get there right at check-in.
We didn't even bring our slide out.
No, this thing's not level at all, but we did unhook just so we could go grab something to eat, but this thing's not level at all. We didn't take the time to level anything. We didn't take the time to do anything, but they do have power.
Yes, that is something you're seeing a lot more on the Harvest Host app. So
AC coming on right now. That is amazing. Yeah, we got 30 amp power here at this Harvest Host.
But so that's something to check out if you're kind of on the fence about it because you don't want to boondock. A lot of them do have hookups.
Most of them also welcome generators, and we've also got a generator. So if we were having to boondock, we would still have power. We just can't run the AC overnight because, you know, running a generator overnight is a major frown thing. But sometimes when you're out in the middle of nowhere, out in the country, people don't care. You see, like boondocking?
I don't care.
See a boondocking dog? Okay, I'm embarrassed to show you this a little bit, but this is how we travel.
It's all countertop stuff. It's not.
It's stuff that, yeah, this is how we store everything for transit.
Those collapsible crates are so wonderful.
Yeah,
and they've never moved.
Once we get to our destination, all that stuff goes up there on the counter. And we're about to cook breakfast, so that's why that pot's off. But and then that's our hamper, our zini, the end tables for the sofa, all just rest right here.
And they have never moved
while we're in transit. But when all that goes on the counter, then we got a free dine-in.
That avocado slicer we got is really nice. It gets like everything out.
You've actually been on a very strict diet lately.
I have. No dairy, no gluten. Very hard.
Very hard. But
it's effective. The doctor's liking the results.
think it's high enough.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, painted the stripe on the...
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Because being that this is black, the hitch was blending in with the shadow in the camp, in the reverse camp. So it was hard for me to aim for it. So I painted that stripe on it, so now I can get a straight shot.
Awesome. You got it. Perfect. We are stuck in traffic on 95. Is that where we are?
Yeah, I-95 south.
On the way to White Lake. Apparently there has been a car accident. So hopefully this will not delay us too long, and hopefully everybody involved is safe.
People were speeding like crazy.
Yeah, it's been bad.
And that's the whole problem right there. People getting too big of a hurry, and that's what causes the accidents. Because the people were speeding past me. I know I was going the speed limit, and you know, I'm not going to go too fast with this camper anyway. So, but knowing and seeing how fast people were passing me, that means they had to have been going 70 or 80 miles an hour to pass me. So it's not surprising me there's been accidents.
Yeah, no doubt. But hopefully everybody's okay that was involved.
Now, why in the world would they put a sign like that on a picnic table? I don't know. Maybe because of that and that.
Park.
This is a first.
I think in this campground it's going to make a big difference in our experience, though.
I hope it's worth $140.
150.
150. Thank you. As long as we don't need to call an RV tech like last time. You ready to take this thing, ain't you?
Woo!
This is a first. Got cup holders, which she's using as a phone holder. All right.
I felt like the dumbest person ever.
Well, you didn't know. What'd you do?
I had to figure out how to back up the golf cart.
Didn't know where the reverse was. It's down there.
And this does not stop on a dime.
No, that's what the brake is for.
I know.
That's what brakes are for. And I like mangoes. Yeah.
I'm highly impressed. We're gonna get our bathing suits on?
In the past, people have called White Lake the world's safest beach. You don't have to worry about sharks or rip currents in this lake. Then you can see why they call it Camp Clearwater. White Lake was one of the first places to introduce water skiing in North Carolina.
This is pretty neat.
Yeah. That's good.
Out of all the lakes that we visited, this is the first time that we visited a lake that wasn't man-made. which leads to a mystery of how these lakes formed in the first place. We'll get more into that later.
Live music, pizza, and a sunset. Can't beat that. I think it's cool how the pedestals light up. This is our setup. Not bad. These things are rechargeable, and so they're not really plugged in. This is a new addition to our gizmos and gadgets. We got a ceiling fan, little portable ceiling fan we can hang up over the bed. It plugs into the wall over there. Man, this thing's a game changer because the vent for the AC is right there, so it really just circulates the cooler air very well.
Gotta have coffee
Yes, morning coffee. In her bathing suit.
because we're going to the water park today.
Already got breakfast made.
Yeah. Everything's good.
All is well so far.
Right down the road from Camp Clearwater is the White Lake Water Park. Though it is small in size, it has a lot to offer. Adults get in for $22, and those that are under 4 feet get in for $12. As you see, they've got a wave pool, a lazy river. They have a splash pad for the small kids. And these water slides are brand new this year. But I would say my favorite thing was the bumper boats.
We are at White Lake Water Park. This is pretty cool. There's a
Tiny place, but
It's little, but it's very nice. It's a good break from the lake. We're gonna go get some time in the water. Even though we've been at the water park, and even though we're both on the verge of sunburn, we're gonna go anyway.
Makes perfect sense. I agree.
And there we are.
Oh, easy.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. We've got a lot more to share with you in the future. We've got a lot more to tell you about. We did a lot of things while we were down in the area of White Lake. We visited some of the other lakes. All of these lakes are naturally made, and there's a lot of theories of how these lakes came about. There's at least 5 different theories, and we'll go over those in the near future. It's a very interesting place to go. If you look at the map on Google Maps and around White Lake and Jones Lake and many of the lakes in this, you'll notice that a bunch of circles are all in the land, and they're all kind of oblong and pointing in the same direction, which is what has caused most scientists to agree that it must have been a meteor shower that caused all of these circles or craters that are there in eastern North Carolina, because these lakes are not very deep. All the lakes that we went to, the deepest lake is only 12 feet. And Jones Lake is the deepest of those. And the thing is that these lakes are slowly disappearing. So whatever created these lakes was a one-time thing, and it's not something that is reoccurring and still happening today, because the lakes are starting to disappear slowly. So whatever happened back then, and considering the rate that these lakes are disappearing, shows that these lakes had to have been formed more recently. This is something that couldn't have been done like millions of years ago, because there wouldn't have been any water left in these lakes that are disappearing, because the rate at which they are disappearing right now points to maybe about at least a couple of thousand years ago. When we go to these places, we go with the intention of having fun, but we also go to observe and to learn and to get a touch of history and things that have happened there before. There's one of the state parks that we went and visited, Jones Lake State Park. They've got a old Native American canoe that they found at the bottom of the lake that is out there on display, and we'll go into some information about that. And recently, you know that we went down to Charleston, and where I told you about where the first shots of the Civil War rang out. Well, just north of White Lake, about an hour north, is the town of Bentonville, and that's where the last shots of the Civil War rang out. And that is where the final battle of the Civil War took place. We just recently celebrated the new national holiday of Juneteenth, which is the celebration of the end of slavery. Now, we know that the end of the Civil War actually happened in April, when Robert E. Lee surrendered to Grant in April. So why is it that we are celebrating the end of slavery in the month of June? Well, it took that long for the Union soldiers to make it all the way from North Carolina, where the final battle of the Civil War took place in the town of Bentonville, all the way over to Texas, to get the word out that the slaves were finally free and the war was over. Trying.